got a question. What's going on in the underground after everybody's gone with Ryan on the pole?
The wild things that happen when you hang out with Ryan Ratzloff. You don't know what's coming. Ryan says, Jason, Murph is winning. He goes, here, I'll try to distract him. And he takes his shirt off. And Matt's like, oh my gosh, I can't unsee that, And so that's how that whole thing started. Well, now the race is over, and Ryan, then he goes over and he does this pole pose, and Jason ends up getting a picture. Well, as soon as it's done, Ryan goes, oh my gosh. He's like, Jay, please, buddy, don't. It was a funny moment, but please don't share that with anybody. Well, come on. There's not enough money in a bank for Jay not to.
It didn't Derek
picture.
And then Derek takes
then
it. Makes
people he shares it with. All people he shares it with, he gives it to Derek at Carpy.
That's hilarious.
Welcome to RC Underground Radio.
Yes, I realize I look like an idiot with this mustache, and I'm okay with it.
The ultimate podcast that covers everything RC.
You don't need to cut anything either. You can just call this the raw, uncut episode. We can leave it at that.
The raw.
Yeah.
Are you drinking dollar store soda again? Quit spending your money on RC stuff. You can buy some name brand soda.
RC Underground Radio is your backstage pass to the RC industry. With insiders that are shaping the future of the hobby. The future of the hobby.
When we bring this guest on, I guarantee people are going to go, are you kidding me? He wrote a song.
I did.
We're going to have to end this soon, huh?
Yeah, no shit. And we're going to have to edit this.
So, here are your hosts, Dave Brinkman and Ryan Ratzloff.
Okay, everybody, welcome back to RC Underground Radio. We only got 2 shows left, and this is going to be actually our last week that we're going to have guests. So we thought we're not going to have one good guest. We're going to have 2 good guests. We're starting out this first one with one of our best buddies. We love talking to this guy. We love when he yells at the dogs. We love that we hear the birds chirping. It's awesome. Please welcome to the show, Austin Long. Austin, welcome back, my friend.
Thanks for having me, Dave. I've been wanting to get back on here and talk with y'all some more.
Yeah, so you reached out to me, and we got to dig right in because you reached out to me and you said, man, I'd love to come back on the show. We've had a lot going on here, and I'd love to talk about it. So let's open that up right away. What's going on there, buddy?
I made a schedule a few months ago, and I put 3 races back to back that are just going to be big 1RC races. Last month we had basically our rendition of the Southern 500, which was a throwback race. We had some nice looking throwback cars, had a good crowd. It was a good race. June 8th, we're having our summer shootout. I'm hoping this will be the biggest race here of the year. I've got a lot of people saying they're coming. North Carolina's coming down. Matt Murphy and his crowd. Actually, I believe he's been wanting to come. Mr. Kurt Hildebrandt up in Maryland, he's wanting to come down and race with us. So that would be great to have him down here. Next month, July 6th, is the Ron Peacock Invitational, which all the money we raise is going to be give towards new cars and gave to kids who want to get into the hobby.
Beautiful. But, that's what we love to see, giving back to the hobby, building the hobby, getting kids involved in it. I applaud you for that. That's awesome.
Yes, sir. Yeah. It's just going to be these next 2 months are going to be big races. I'm expecting a good crowd next Saturday. There's going to be some really good races. If everybody shows up and said they're going to show up, it's going to be some of the best in the country here, and it's going to be a show for sure.
Nice. So for some of those people that might not know, tell us a little bit more about the track because it's very different.
All right, the FireTower is a 12 by 12 plywood oval. It has been sealed. It takes rubber like a champ. Don't come here if you ain't got prep tires because you're not going to do anything but spin. The only person I've seen come out here with a fresh set of tires out the bag and one coat of prep with Matt Murphy, and he waxed everybody's tail when he came. But it's a driver's track. Everybody seems to enjoy it. Everybody that's came and drove on it. Yes, it's very frustrating at first to get the car to hook up like you want to, but once you get it figured out, it's a very enjoyable track. It's a short track. You're gonna wreck. You're gonna get spun out, so you might as well get it out your head that you ain't. But it's a very different track, and it's one of three that I know of in the country, with one being banked. Yeah, I think it's in Michigan. But yeah, it's just a plywood track out here in the middle of the country.
Yeah, and then it's covered under like a big pole barn roof, right? Yep. So rain or shine, you guys are racing.
Yes, sir.
So what would you say? Is this closer to dirt or is it closer to asphalt? If you had to compare it to full size racing.
Well, I've had guys say that it's like a lopey dirt track, a loose dirt track. And I've also had guys saying it's like a slick asphalt track on a hot summer day. Mm-hmm. But to me, it drives like dirt. You have to turn in early, come out slow, because if you come out too hard, the back end's going to come around. But yeah, I think it drives more like a dirt track to me. But everybody's different. Everybody's setups are different. Ain't no two people going to drive alike. I have learned that because I've had guys set my car up and I can't drive or squat, and I've set other guys' cars up and they can't drive it. So, yeah, it really depends on how the setup of the car is, and how if you like a loose race car, it drives like dirt. If you like a tight race car, it drives like asphalt.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's what I kind of, from seeing it, and same here. I want to get there. Yeah, it seems to me more like a dirt track. I don't know if it's because it's brown and you see the groove, darkening in there.
Yeah.
If it's some of the slide out that you see, but yeah. But not having raced it, I didn't know if people think of it. No, it's more of like you said, it's more of like a slick asphalt track. But yeah, to me, it seems to have more the simulation of a loose dirt track. So
yes,
that's cool. Anybody who hasn't been there, you have to go. You just have to go. That's what Matt was saying when he was here. We all kind of went and broke bread after the Foam Oval Nationals, and it came up in conversation, and he's like, all I can say is you got to go. Yeah, it's hard to explain it. You have to go, because if you've run carpet, and he said, and then this year was his first time. Well, last year actually, it was the first time he ran foam when he came to the underground, and he's like, so plywood. I mean, you got to do them all. You got to try them all. And he goes, that's the place to go. If you're going to try it, that's the place to go. So that's high regard, right? When it's coming from Murph. And you've said he's been there different times, and he is coming, I believe, right? You said he's coming to your nationals. So that's high praise. That guy can fit you in the schedule more than once with his busy schedule. That means he really likes it there. And so kudos to you and your team for putting having this vision and then putting it together. And now look at the success it's having. And you've probably been doing this for just about a year or so, right? I
had it built in October last year. December 9th, I had my first race. So this about October, I'll be doing this for a year. I plan on having a big birthday race in December for the 1-year anniversary. That's another good race that's going to be on the schedule. Actually, I just went through and redid the schedule for the rest of the year. So if anybody wants to check that out, they can join the Facebook group. They'll be able to see the schedule for the rest of the year and whatever else is on there. We got a new class that I have started. I call it a ground pounder class, which is basically a street stock class. I know you've seen Terry Plummer's Camaros and Camaro bodies in the Chevelle, and I think he makes a Mustang now. But really, it's a 1RC late model, regulated to 6 volts, with a street stock body, and we're running asphalt mod tires on them. So they look really cool with the tires sticking out the sides. But it's kind of a class I kind of threw together. A lot of guys are running dirt tires. I figured, well, let's try asphalt tires out here. They don't really want to run regulators because they think it slows the car down so much. But here, I can keep up with a 10,000 kV super late model. And the thing with Matt, with him being so busy, last race he came to, I told him, I'm like, when do you plan on coming back? He's like, man, I don't know. And I went through my schedule and I said, June 8th, what you doing? He's like, I'm coming to you. I was like, okay. So that's what we planned it out like that. And he's going to be here bringing some guys down. We actually raced up there a good bit. I broke my hand back in February, and me and Dean Lambert, the guy who races here, we go up there every week and race with him. If you think you're going to go in there and run over them boys, you ain't. That's some fast. I mean, they ain't the best in the country for no reason, man. It's just you ain't gonna go in there and run them over for sure.
Yeah, that's nice that you're close enough that you guys can get there like that. I'm sure it's still a drive, but how many hours is it for you to get there to Race City?
If I can avoid traffic, 2.5.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get to April Fool next year. That's definitely on my list. So. Tell us a little bit about that. How was that event? I mean, that's probably, wouldn't you say that is it? That is, that's probably our RC Chili Bowl is April Fool.
Definitely, man. I mean, I have never been in a facility that had an event that was so organized. I mean, he had times down to the seconds. He brag about that too, but had the times right down to the seconds. Talking about at one time I heard it go around, we're 3 minutes ahead of schedule, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, But a lot of cars, a lot of people, a lot of guys that I have talked to throughout this one RC journey, and finally able to meet them was real good. But yeah, he puts on a good show. Everything is in the schedule, and I'm gonna tell you what, those guys that he's got up there. I'm just being honest here. I mean, some of the best, and would do anything in the world for you. I'm gonna tell you a story. When I first started going up there, I had a midget with me, and I totaled a midget twice in 2 weeks. Broke the chassis in half. Was mad, threw it on the table, walked off. Come back, my midget was gone, and one of his guys had grabbed it and was rebuilding this entire midget so I can make the main. And that there told me, man, that's some good people. Those are good people. The next time I totaled it, I sold it. I'm not gonna lie to you. But
that's great. I mean, you hear stories about Race City like that all the time, and they are the best. That is for one group of people that race on a weekly basis. Race City's got it going on. There's just no two ways about it. But as you said, they deserve it. They deserve to be the Mecca. They deserve to be number one and to have the best because they put as much into it as they get out of it. So you can't, you just have to respect it.
Absolutely, man. I mean, there's some they put in the work, they put in the time, and I mean, it's kind of nice to have Murph Dog over your shoulder the whole time helping you out, but like I said, he'd do the same for anybody.
Yeah, that's why I was loving the stories we were getting from when we had Justin Haley on the show because he was building his X-ray car and he's building it, but Murph was, he did it over at Race City in the middle of the night building these cars. And he's like, yeah, it was just nice to have Murph right there. And he said Murph would look over and either shake his head, like, what are you doing? Or, and then he helped him a little bit, but he's like, yeah, having Murph down the street from me definitely is a positive. So yeah, he's a great guy.
Sure is.
Like you said, you've had one big race, you got two more coming, but June 8th,
yes, sir.
I think is going to be until you have your anniversary race. This is going to be a big one. This is going to be big. You're doing a great job promoting it online. You're fortunate because, like you said, you can pull racers you got racers you can pull from North Carolina, South Carolina, all over. And nobody's really that far away, right? So I expect a house full. If you've been on the fence of if you're going to go or you're not, gas up the car, get the batteries charged. You're going. You need to go to this race. This is going to be big. And perfect time of the year. Track's going to be ready to rock and roll. But tell me about the classes, all the classes you're going to have, what time it starts. Need you to slide that trophy over a little bit in a minute or two so we can see that whole bad boy that you got sitting next to you. And so just tell us top to bottom, if I show up, how's the day going to go? What classes can I be in?
All right. So if you're coming in from out of town, June 7th, which is Friday, I'm going to open up the track at 5 p.m. And from 5 to probably 10:30, 11 p.m., we're going to have a full open practice. Computer timing system will be running. Kind of be like a meet and greet, pit party type deal, just for guys that are coming in from my town that have never raced here to have a chance to be able to get a baseline setup before Saturday morning. All right, and after Friday night, Saturday morning, I'm gonna be opening up at 7 a.m. I'll be out here early. Gonna run open practice all morning, and probably around 1 o'clock we're gonna start firing up heats and qualifying rounds. But and then it'll go right into the mains. Classes, I'm running asphalt late model, unregulated with a LiPo. Super late model, which is a 10,000 kV, unregulated LiPo. Asphalt mod, unregulated LiPo with 87 more. I actually with the supers and the asphalt mods, Matt and a lot of my car and another carpet track close, they run 10,000 kVs in the mod class. So I allow you to run 87 or 10K out here. The track isn't but so big, it's not going to take every bit of the power you give it with a 10K. I guarantee it. But that's just where they can either one, But and we're going to be running our street stock ground pounder class, which is a 6-volt regulated LiPo, street stock body with asphalt mod tires. I was going to run more classes, but that's plenty. If I have the crowd that I'm expecting to show up, we're definitely going to be out here all afternoon. Probably right on into the night. But yeah, these are the hardware for that race. They turn out really good. I actually just got them yesterday. But this guy that makes these trophies, he is a local guy. I'm going to shout him out, Full Throttle Victory Custom Trophies in Conway, South Carolina. He actually makes trophies for our local racetrack, local dirt track. And he makes trophies for a lot of different short tracks around the area. But he does a jam up job. So yes, this is actually a trophy that was made by a real trophy designer for full size racetracks. But he done a jam up job on it. I think it looks good. People are really gonna be happy with these. And I'm gonna try to keep one here at the house with the ground pounder.
There you go. Yep. That's incentive right there. Again, if you're on the fence if you're going to go or not, after seeing that, if that doesn't make you go, honey, I'm going to be busy June 8th. Nothing will, because those are sweet. Those are really sweet. We'll make sure that we have a link in the show notes and such for how to see his work and let other tracks take a look at that. That's
yes, sir.
Beautiful work right there.
Well, I just want to thank the sponsors for this race. Of course, Mr. Dave, RC Underground. You have sponsored 2 classes for me, and I really appreciate that. One RC Garage. Austin Wentworth. I about called him Austin Murphy. Matt be mad about that. But Austin Wentworth, he is sponsoring our asphalt late model class. He's actually going to be sending me a brand new clear asphalt late model to be given away, which is great.
Wow.
And also Charlie Kuzma down in Florida with Rotten 1RC and all that, digital fabrications. He is sending me all kinds of goodie door prizes. And the winner of the asphalt mod class will be bringing home a 4-car stand from him. So that guy, that's a jam-o guy too, Mr. Charlie is. He's a jam-o guy. I think a lot of him. And just going to drop this here. July 6th, our Ron Peacock Invitational. Mr. Ron has sent me a Go Fast Gary Ackram, Go Fast Wrap sprint car, Peacock's 1RC Racing and Museum Special Edition wrap. And he wants me to give it away. I want to keep it, but he wants me to give it away, so I reckon I got to give it away. But that's something else for July. After this race, I'll start promoting heavy for July race. That's one thing I've learned with this. If you got to stay on top of promoting, if you do not promote, it is not going to go anywhere. It is not going to go anywhere. Whenever I first started on the page, I had like maybe 100, 120 members of the group. I didn't promote for like a week. It never went up. Threw one post on there, it went up 50 people in 2 days. I mean, you just got to promote. That's the biggest thing. And I think there's one reason why I enjoy it so much. I love getting flyers made to post for people to see. I got a good flyer guy. He does real good work with computers and the designs and stuff. But you got to promote to make it. That's what I've seen. Unless you just got a big name. I'm old redneck from down here in the country. I don't have a big name, but we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm very, very so pleased with what this place has done within the past couple months. It has been a ride, and I'm going to ride it out as long as I can.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's one reason we love having you on the show, because your heart is in it 1,000%, and the way you promote almost every day. You either have a flyer and a race coming up that you're promoting, or you're just getting pictures out there of the track, or you're going on live and giving updates. I mean, you're doing it, buddy. You're doing everything you need to do, and you enjoy that, all the success you're having because you've worked hard for it. And it's great. It's great to see that work get done and then pay off. And you're going to have a house full for this upcoming race. It's going to be dynamite. We'll be watching. I imagine it's going to be on Live RC. You can do any type of live feeds too, or any of that?
I'm not real tech savvy, as you can say, but I'm going to try to figure out a way to do the live stream. I love to. My sister, she works in IT, so I could probably get her to help me out with something. But yes, it will be on Live RC. It will be on Live RC. Practice Friday night will be on Live RC. Practice Saturday morning will be on Live RC, and all the heats and mains. So if you want to get on there and check that out, I will put a link on the page whenever we do decide, whenever it is race day and all that, so you can get on there and go check it out.
Awesome. Well, want to thank you, buddy, for coming on the show. You reached out to me, and I'm like, hey, this is perfect. Ryan had some family stuff going on, so I'm like, let me get my best buds on here. Let's talk about their big races coming up. And so I just want to wish you all the best on this show, your July Ron Peacock Invitational show, and then all the races that you're going to do all summer. We'll be watching close and enjoying every minute of it. Always great to have you on the show. I so appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir. And you said, I think Aaron at Attitude, he's racing June 8 too, right?
Exactly. We're going to have Aaron on next on this show talking about his June 8th race.
Well, man, I hope he has a full house. Wish the best for him, and you. Good luck to you, too.
I appreciate that. Yeah. First time I ever ran dirt last year, I did okay. But, we'll see. I got an SR10 that I put together and going to go run that class, and we'll see what happens. Only my second time on dirt. Can't expect a lot, but I know what I can't expect is having a lot of fun, because it's a lot of fun out there.
Dave, I appreciate you having me, man. The RC Underground's awesome. We always listening up, and looking forward to being back one day.
Papa Willie's Traction Tonic has been curing poor traction since 2016. The name says it all. If you're not popping wheelies, it's not Papa Willie's. Papa Willie's has become known across the United States on dirt oval to off-road, asphalt to concrete, carpet to hardwood, and so many other surfaces. Papa Willie's continues adding to their lineup with tonics for cold and hot weather. Loose dirt to high traction, dry dirt, wet dirt, clay and abrasive services, along with anti-drag bearing oil, tire cleaner, tire glue, pit accessories, and swag. You can find the complete Papa Willie's catalog at www.papawillies.net. Prepare for victory with Papa Willie's Traction Tonic.
Be sure to use promo code RCUR for 10% off your next purchase at Papa Willie's.
Folks, are you looking to gain a 10th on the racetrack or maybe get a few ladies like Taylor Swift in your pit stall? Well, I'm sorry to say that Carpies can't work miracles in those departments. But here's the good news. The folks at Carpies can definitely help you become the ultimate toy car nerd, just like me. How, you ask? Well, with their custom wraps and killer collection of official RC branded merch. So while they can't promise to shave a 10th off your lap time, they can save you 10% on your next order with promo code RCU10 upon checkout at carpies.com, CARPYS.com. Wrapping winners since 2013.
All right. Well, this has been one of the funnest shows that we've had. First, we had a chance to talk to Austin Long. He's getting ready for his big race in South Carolina. We had a chance to talk to him a little bit. Now we got the second half of the show. We got another big race happening on June 8th. We're talking to Aaron Streblow out of Attitude Raceway. Aaron, thanks for joining me, buddy. You always help me out on these things.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Dave. I always enjoy being on with you.
So yeah, June 8th, same weekend, two different states, two different big races, and a bunch of racers coming. I know you get like 100 plus that come out for your event, and I know this year will be no different. So what are you planning for? Did you have to cut a bunch of extra grass just to fit all the people that are coming?
Well, we went out and cut grass today, but we didn't have to do any additions to the pit area. We have plenty of room that we can house everyone that's coming next weekend. It starts off next Friday already, next Friday night, June 7th. We have practice from 3 to 9, and Saturday we'll get things going at 9 a.m. for practice. Do that from 9 to 10:30. Not a whole lot of time on Saturday to do practice, but like to save the track a little bit on race day, because we got a full day of racing, and then the racing gets going at 11:30. So we're looking forward to. I think it's our third year doing this, and it's in memory of our good friend Dana Zeno. Unfortunately, we lost him in 2021, and he started racing. We started racing in 2010 out there at Attitude RC Raceway, and I believe he started out in 2013, maybe towards the end of 2012. And he raced with us, from 2013 on. And the first time I met with Dana was at Attitude RC Raceway. He showed up his first day there, and it's kind of was history since then. He became real good friends with a lot of us that raced there, and we would go out of state a couple times to go racing. Dana was always along. Grew great friends with his whole family, his wife Kit and the two kids, Jack and Trevor. They'd come along to the races too. Trevor would hang out. Jack would race with Dana a lot, and we just became really good family friends. Then they would come watch me at the full scale track too, run at the dirt tracks too around the area, and just unfortunate things happen, but we after 2021 we want to do something in memory of Dana, because he put a lot forth to the RC community, did a lot of racing, a lot of supporting tracks, and we want to do something fun in his memory, and we created the Mad Dog Motorsports Championship race, Dana Zeno tribute race, because his race team was the Mad Dog Motorsports. That was named that he called his RC racing team. Okay. So always known as the Mad Dog Motorsports, and that's why we named it the Mad Dog Motorsports Championship race. So in this race here is geared more towards a full day of racing. We have a lot of classes. It is going to be a long day, but we have a lot of neat trophies on hand. We have plaques for our trophy classes. And then when I did create this race, I wanted to come up with a trophy that is completely different to any other race. And since we got the Mad Dog Motorsports was this race team, I came up with basically a Mad Bulldog. It's kind of like a bulldog sculpture or for a trophy, and it's I think it's a 7-pound trophy. So something special, in memory of Dana. And I've had guys already, that have said, in the past that winning that bulldog would mean more to that than a RC Chili Bowl, because which is understandable, to some of his closer friends and whatnot. But yeah, it was pretty neat to hear that, because RC Chili Bowl, it's a great event that, Scotty puts on every year. It's big in the dirt oval. It means well for the dirt oval RC community. And to hear something like that meant a lot to me. So I'm glad I could come up with, a trophy, something like that means a lot to the people that win it. So.
Well, if something like that's going to happen, it's going to happen at Attitude. I mean, you guys put so much thought into your racing. It's not just, hey, show up, run your car, spend some money and go home. You guys put so much time and effort into this show and to make sure that everybody has a good time. There's always food available and you always have some kind of raffle thing going on. And, it's just so obvious why people just keep coming, and then it gets bigger and bigger. Even a weekly show. I mean, your regular weekly show, your regular shows, are just as big as what some people would think is their once a year, like big effort, big show, right? That's like every day, every race at Attitude. And again, it's just because people love coming there. The track is excellent. You treat everybody like family. Your dad, your family's out there, going around shaking hands, thanking people for coming. I don't care what state you're in. I mean, Wisconsin's just blessed that it's right here and that we all can come there and enjoy it. But I'm telling you, I don't care where you're at. If you're out of Indiana, if you're out of Michigan, if you're out of Minnesota, make the trek. Come out to Attitude. Once you come once, you'll be like, yeah, that 6 hours wasn't such a bad trip, because it's worth it once you get there to race. And just the caliber of racing is amazing. But it's the people, your crew, yourself, but it's also the fellow racers. It's like everybody really comes into that pit area going, we're here to have a good time. And anytime I've ever been there, and I know Ryan's there all the time. I mean, you hooked him. This is the track that hooked him to dirt, is coming out there. And then he just jumped in the deep end of the pool, and he's in multiple classes. But it's for the love of the sport, and he loves to build and he loves to race. But he's like, I just want to be more immersed in Attitude, because and it's so ironic that the track is named Attitude, right? Because it should be called Positive Attitude Speedway. It's because everybody out there has such a positive attitude when they come out and race. But it's perfect. Attitude, just the vibe, all the marketing you do, all the the social media and stuff. And beyond that, you're a great dude. But you go out and you support other forms of RC racing. You've been to the underground. You go to other tracks. You share people's stuff. And I don't know how you do it all. I mean, the last time I counted, there's only 24 hours in a day. I don't know how you do it all and work a job and have a family and run a full-size race car. I'm just going to wait for the book or the movie. And then I guess that's when I'll find out how you actually did this all these years. So just amazing, buddy. Your passion just for motorsports and racing, no matter what it is, big cars, little cars, super little cars, you're all in it. And when you come to race, like you win in all that stuff too. So pretty amazing. Super proud of who you are and what you do.
Well, thanks, Dave. I appreciate all the kind words. So, but luckily I've said it before and I'll say it again. I have a ton of help in a lot of this, in the full scale racing and the RC track at Attitude RC Raceway. So, I got, people that are, like Dale, he comes out and helps with track prep once in a while, and his main thing is painting lines for the pit area. You got Joel that he's out there, helping prep track anytime I'm out there prepping track. He's out there early in the morning when I get out there, helping set up, get things set up. There's just so many people that help out, especially with the race day too. We got many people that jump in and water the track for me when we need it so we can keep the show moving. So I'm very blessed that I got a lot of help, and a lot of the people have been around for quite a few years, so we just things just flow. People know when they got to jump in and help, and I shouldn't say have to help, but they volunteer to help, and and they're willing to jump in, and I appreciate that greatly that we got people like that help me keep things rolling and keep things going. So yeah, I definitely don't do it alone. But yeah, you're right. When this track started to grow, that's one thing that worried me was the atmosphere that Attitude RC Raceway is going to be, because it's a backyard track. That's what we started out as, and that's the way I want it to continue. I want it to be, a backyard RC racing atmosphere. So, when things grew and we got more and more people, that's, always things that I worry about is how things are going on in the pits, how people, are acting, and so far I hear good things, and I just hope that continues. Just come out, have fun, have a good time, help people out that need it, that are looking for it, and just so we can have a good day of racing each race that we get to.
Yeah, in the classes that you have, so here, this will give people an idea of like what if you're coming out there for the excitement of competition. I know last year when I was there, like street stock class, 40 to 50 cars, correct? That's typical in that street stock class.
Yeah, I think it was like 32 street stocks last year was our average for the whole year. So,
okay.
Yeah.
What's more fun than that?
Yeah. It's,
think about it. Now, but what are can you run through, just kind of quickly, just kind of run through all the classes that will be there on Saturday?
Yeah, so we got our amateur street stock class. So we got our main 7 classes. Our amateur street stock class, which is / street stock base, those run at training mode though, 50%. So we changed that a few years ago. That way the amateurs can get them out there at half speed. That way they can make clean laps, learn a racing line, learn how to make passes, plan out their passes. So at 100%, and it's hard. A lot of them, it's hard for them to control because it's what that class is meant for. It's for your people that are just starting out, whether they're kids that are 5 years old or kids that are 65 years old. So we put them. A lot of times they were on their roof more than their wheels, and in 3 minutes, that's you're not learning a whole lot. Then we put them down to half throttle, and that's really helped out a lot to try to grow the racers, from the bottom up. And so we have that class. We have our sprint car class, 13.5 sprint cars, and then we got SR10s, hobby stocks, Midwest sport mods. So that's buggy based modified, and we got short course late models, short course modifieds. We also have an amateur short course modified class. That's because amateur is another class to run. Same exact rules as our regular short course mod class, but just amateur drivers. That way, when they're ready to move out of that class, they can go on up to the short course modified class, and they don't have to change anything on their car. They're ready to go. It's just racing with a different caliber of racers. So yeah, we got the figure 8 class racing that day. Another class that we started it when Dana was around, and one of his favorite classes. We actually just did it on our 2-day fall special. And Dana was always a participator in that, and that's our 2-man team cruiser class. And that's with / street stock base. That's where one guy runs, or one racer runs the throttle and another racer runs the steering. So they share, 2 people sharing the remote, and it's a whole lot of fun. Ryan, he did that class last year and he had a blast with it. Actually, him and Kurt won with that. They beat me and Joe out. So at the end. So yeah, that team cruisers, they'll run a full race schedule that day, heats and features. So yeah, we have the Outlaw Buggy late models. Those will be running. We don't normally run Outlaw Buggy late models, but we brought that class in. Paul Peterson at Shark RC Bodies, he is donating a $900 purse. It's going to be $500 to win that class coming up on Saturday. So thank you to Paul and Shark RC Bodies for putting up that purse money, and just trying to draw some guys in, make it worth their trip. Guys that want to run the buggy late models, and once again, just it's meant to bring the people in and have fun. It's not really about the money, but just bringing the people in and having a good time in memory of Dana. So.
Yeah, I know he's going to be smiling down, and I know his family's got to be. It's just got to be amazing to them that his memory continues on every year at this level. It's such a special thing. Now I know there's a couple of, like you said, it's not technically a charity race, but I know that there's a few things up for grabs. Now, of course, you talked about the Bulldog. Can't wait to see that. But I believe, is there a car that's been put together that's going to be up for a raffle? Is that a raffle then, or how's that going to work?
Yeah, it's going to be a raffle. $10 a ticket. Thank you to Joe and Nikki Algersma for coming up with that idea. They put the whole thing together. We have Carpies donating a wrap for that, and that's going to be in coupon form. So when you win the car, you'll have the coupon for a full wrap from Carpies RC, and then obviously you can order a wrap of your choice. So On Track Hobbies up in Sheboygan Falls here by us, Paul Demler, he's another great friend of Dana Zeno, raced with him for many years, and Demler is another good supporter of Attitude RC Raceway as well, and he has his own hobby shop up there in Sheboygan Falls, and he also helped out with things for that raffle car. So everyone's kind of come together to make that work, and all the proceeds for that and the 50-50 will go towards the schooling for Dana's kids, 2 kids. So kind of help them out a little bit here and there and do what we can. So, but no, once again, awesome. Thank you to the people that put that all together to make that happen.
Well, what we'd like to do with that too is, kind of have a second and third place to that. You get, so we want to, we're going to bring out some gift cards to go, and then we're going to do a RC Underground merch basket. So basically you get one of everything. You get the sweatshirt, you get the long shirt, you get the hat, and you get the t-shirt. And, well, we're going to have a display there, but I'll be honest with it, it's stuff that's been worn. So you don't want those, but at least you can see the quality and you can see what it'll look like. But then we'll have an order form, and then you can just give that person that wins that can give me the sizes. And then, we'll order it up, nice and fresh. It'll be fresh and in the bag when it shows up at their house.
Awesome. That's super cool. Thank you very much. We appreciate it greatly. So that's awesome. So maybe the stuff will be worth more if it's worn by Dave and Ryan. Maybe somebody will want that.
Yeah, I know. We get kind of sweaty. We're kind of older and we get a little sweaty. I don't think that'll be. Hopefully, people get close enough to it to be able to look at it. They might be like, no, I don't want to get that too close to it. So, but yeah, no, we're glad to be involved in a very small way. Not to take anything away from the car. We just, as I heard more about it and kind of understood it, I thought, boy, we'd love to be attached to it some way. So we'll just do a second and third place kind of thing. So. Gift cards always come in handy that go to the hobby shop and keep the car running, right? So hopefully it'll motivate people to buy a few more tickets to say, hey, I got a shot at the car, but I also got a shot at a couple other things too. So hopefully that'll help out with there. And we're just humbled to be able to somehow do our small part to in the memory of Dana. Never had the opportunity to meet him. But if this many people are going to come together and do this and do it on a yearly basis, he obviously was a very, very special dude, and a very special family. And he said he's got kids. And so, yeah, we're just super looking forward to it. It's going to be the debut of our RC Underground Radio road trip program.
I'm excited.
We kind of tested this out. Yeah, we kind of did a trial run last year at Attitude, and that's where we said, okay, this is super cool and fun. Let's take it to the next level. So, yeah, we're going to we got our own like tent set up now. So we'll have our own little space when we're interviewing people, but we're going outside that tent. We got wireless Bluetooth microphones. We're going to have, we're going to walk around. We're going to talk to people. We're going to embarrass people. We're going to, be able to come. I want to come up by you in the stand. I want to do a live remote while you're doing your thing up in the booth. Walk around, talk to racers. We'll talk to some of the guys right when they come off their stand or when they're just going up there to race. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. We got a lot of ideas we're going to try. And there's no better place to debut and try something like that than Attitude Raceway. So we're super, super excited to do all that stuff.
Yeah, great. I'm excited to see it. So, it's going to be a good time. So another thing too, I want to mention, we got Slash Street Stock class, and Paul Peterson, he always has each year his, Shark RC Body's wild card race. So he does that at a few select tracks throughout the Midwest. I think this year he's got 3 races, and he has brought that to Attitude as well. And he decided to have his wild card race on the Mad Dog Championship as well. So that's a little bit different for the Slash Street Stocks that day too. So it's we'll explain it all at the drivers' meeting, but it comes down to at when for the lower mains, you got your E main, sometimes F main, G main, but the winner will move on. Plus, then you have a wild card that moves on as well. So, but yeah, that's it. Last year we
cool,
and it was very exciting because sometimes you might not be a bump up, but if you're a wild card, you have another chance. And sometimes that wild card guy from like the D main ends up in the A main. So it's kind of exciting. And a little bit different way of doing things, and just put a little twist into the race day. So that's that'll be a lot of fun as well. So,
well, there's a perfect confirmation of what I talked about at the beginning of the show. And people say, "Oh, he's really hyping up this Attitude Raceway." No, there's a perfect example. Something like that's going on at Attitude Racetrack. Does that happen at other racetracks? I don't know, but that's super fun. That adds to the excitement of the event, adds to the day. That just shows the level of creativity. Paul, yourself, everybody that's out there, you put that all into one mixture, and man, you got a good time. You got a good time. So, just kudos to you, buddy. It just gets bigger and better every year. It's like, how can they do anything different? There you go. Always something different at Attitude Raceway, right? So yeah, it's going to be a super event. Why don't you once again just let us know dates, times, where people can find more information, not just about the Mad Dog, but I know you've got the Mad Voigt coming up. You've got a whole season. You've got so many cool races. There's no way we would spend it would be a 3-hour show. So just let them know for sure where they can go on Facebook or go on social media and get more information as well.
Yeah. So like you said, our Mad Voigt race is coming up July 14th. That's another big one in memory of our friend Matt Voigt. That's a big fundraiser that day. All proceeds go to the Big Brothers Big Sisters of Fond du Lac County, and normally we're around $3,000 that we raise on that race day. So, and once again, hats off to all of our racers and their families for coming out and participating in the racing and in all of our raffles that we have. So this little backyard track can give back to the community, because that's one thing I wanted to do once we started this racetrack, was try to give back in some way, shape, or form. So we have to give it hats off to all the great people that are out there and supporting these events that we create. So but yeah, we have a few other races throughout the year, and then we have our 2-day Fall Classic, which is September 28th and 29th. That's a Saturday and a Sunday. So that's another big event, just a lot of racing throughout the weekend and a good way to end the season. So we do that each year, the 2-day Fall Classic, and that's always a lot of fun for people to hang out for 2-3 days because we have practice on Friday night as well. And like I said, just have one big last hurrah before we get ready to go indoor racing for the year at the indoor track. So, but yeah, you can check us out on Facebook, Attitude RC Raceway and Hobbies LLC, or www.attitudrcraceway.com. We try to keep that all up to date as well. That is our website. So just a couple ways to connect with us. Don't be afraid to email us or Facebook message us with any questions or comments, concerns, whatever. Try to keep up on all that and answer everybody back as soon as we can. So, but yeah, super excited for you guys, Dave, to come out and do your road trip. And it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to add a lot to the race day, and we appreciate what you do in advertising this event and coming out there and walk around and interview people, racers. I'm in the booth, a lot, but luckily I got Brandon Reedner also from 608 RC Raceway. He comes out and races with us, and he also comes out and he'll help race direct as well. So that way I can do some racing myself. So like I said, that's another one that helps me out. Nice. So because it's a busy day, and normally I wouldn't have time to do my own racing, but luckily, he enjoys doing the race directing part of it too. So, he's up in the booth and he'll race direct a few races while I can do my own racing. So I really appreciate that as well. And don't be afraid to get after him too when he's in that booth and do some talking. So.
Oh yeah. So it's gonna be cool. That's another thing that's fun too for people that follow the show. You're gonna see a lot of people that have been on the show, guests, co-hosts, Brendan, like you said, yourself. There'll be a lot of people that they'll go, "Hey, I know that guy. I've seen him on the show." So kind of all ties together. Right. This has been a great episode for me. I know Ryan's chomping. He's probably like, I wish I could have been here, but just end of the year, family things, kids graduating and all that. So he's been super busy, but this is our second to last show. We're going to do some RC radio road trips, like we said, but for weekly shows that kick off on Mondays, this is the second to last one. And then Ryan and I are going to do a season wrap-up show next week, and then we go racing. And we're going to get out with the people and bring in some content. And then we're going to kick it all back off again in September with some great guests. We got some lining up that we're just shake our head like, wow, this guy said he'll come on our little podcast. Okay. So, we got some exciting things there too, but, this has been a great, edition. I had a little bit earlier prior to, we talked about another big race on June 8th. And that is the summer shootout at FireTower Raceway in South Carolina. And now we've got this one here in the Midwest. We've got the Attitude Raceway is holding the Mad Dog. So we're just really lucky that our friends that have these big events are willing to come on here and talk about them, and we can get that out to everybody. So I know you'll hear it when you hear the episode, but he was super excited for you, and he said some kind words and kind of hope that you'll have a great show. So I thought that was super cool of Austin. If you've ever, I'm sure you've seen him on some shows, and that just a super guy that we're going to try to get here. We're going to try to get him here, do some racing with us in the future. So.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. I follow FireTower on Facebook, and Austin, he's doing a great job with that track. Really interesting that they run on that plywood out there in the Carolinas, and I enjoy his posts and his videos, and it looks like they have a great group of people out there, and they have a lot of fun, and that's what it's all about with the 1RC cars. And I just like to wish Austin, good luck too with his big race, and have fun, and that's what it's all about. And he's doing a great job out there, and just wish him all the best of luck.
That's awesome. See, that's what this RC community is about, people. People say, well, you do 50 some episodes of this a year and you talk all about RC racing. How can you fill up that much time? There you go. That's why. That's why we do it right there. You got racers from other states wishing each other luck, hoping that they have a great show. And everybody just wants to see everybody have a good time, succeed, and just continue to passion while you're also, remembering key members of the RC community. It's days like this that makes me go, man, I hope we do this for 20 years. So thank you, buddy. Thank you so much for jumping on, saving me again, to have some good, really good content to talk about. Wish you all the best. Can't wait to get there. I hope this week just flies by, and we can get out there, get set up, and just start having fun racing toy cars with our friends.
Well, thank you again, Dave. Thank you, RC Underground, for all you guys do. Really looking forward to you, like I said, looking forward to you guys being out there, and hopefully it's a good event. Hopefully we have good weather. Right now it's looking like it's supposed to shape up. It's been a wet spring. But the weather forecast looks good. Sunny and 70, it's saying right now for Saturday and Friday as well. So, like I said, you guys are going to be a great addition to our Mad Dog race, and we just appreciate all you guys do and willing to come out and do what you do. So thank you very much.
For sure. We're so looking forward to it, buddy. Again, everybody, thanks for joining us for this episode and all the episodes. And I can't thank our sponsors enough. We've got Papa Willie's. Like you say, if you ain't popping wheelies, it ain't Papa Willie's, right? So we want to thank them so much for jumping on board. We want to thank, obviously, our presenting sponsor, Carpies Wraps. Make sure you check them out. Some of the work that they do, just amazing. Just amazing. And, when these people come on and help us, it's so we can help the RC community do some of the things that we talked about that we're going to do at the Mad Dog, but we've been doing other things and seeing people online wearing our stuff and sending them out more stuff. And, we're just trying to stay true to what we said. I learned today that there's a difference between a promise and a pledge. When you promise, it's something you might do. When you make a pledge, it's something you do. It's something you have done. And that's been our pledge from the beginning of this deal, was that all the money that comes in, we're going to go out and spend it on the hobby. And trust me, we're doing that and a little bit more. But that's the fun of it. That's just the fun of it. These people give us the opportunity to give back to the hobby that's given so much to us. And again, without Carpies and without Papa Willie's, we just couldn't do as much as we're doing. So kudos to those folks. We love running their commercials because every time we run it, it just reminds us of what they do to this hobby beyond us. I mean, they're at every track doing stuff at every track. You even mentioned like Carpies is involved with you guys for this event. So, just kudos to them. And thank you to the audience. Again, we're getting ready to wrap it up next week in terms of episodes and just the feedback and the love that you guys give to this goofy little RC podcast, just crazy. And so we want to thank you. Again, we want to thank everybody for joining tonight. Want to thank Austin. Want to thank Aaron. And we just want to say, have a great week. Everybody out there racing, make sure you come out to the Facebook page. Leave us some comments. Let us know what you're racing. Let us know what you're doing. Indoors, outdoors. We're all running outdoors now, at least here in the Midwest. But coast to coast, you guys have been racing all year long outside. So tell us what you're doing. And who knows? Maybe we'll grab you and say, that's cool. Let's talk about it on the show. But again, thank you to everybody. Everybody have a great week of racing, and we'll see you right here next week on RC Underground Radio.
Thank you for listening to the RC Underground Radio podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, and tell your fellow racers about the show. Tune in again next week for more RC content.